we're gonna try to utilize and implement the stuff that we already know, okay? Let's go, come on in. Ryan. So, first thing, well, let me explain it to you guys first. First thing I wanna do is I wanna establish face and heel, okay? So, how can I do that? I can do that with the heel through cheating. I can do that through the heel through aggression. You know what I mean? So if I lock up with my guy, right, and I start pulling the hair, I'm already right there. I'm already establishing that I'm the heel. And then, now him being the face, he's gonna be the clean guy. He's only gonna pull the hair after I pull the hair. You know what I mean? It's like getting the retribution a little bit. So we want to go in there. We want to establish face versus heel. We actually start doing that when we come through the curtain with the colors that we're wearing. Maybe the heel's wearing all black. The face is like dressed like the Rockers and very colorful with tassels going everywhere. And he's excited and he's pumped up. Maybe the heel is coming out like he's JBL from Justin Hawk Bradshaw, and he's just growling at people, snarling at them. You know what I mean? So we're already establishing face versus heel. We go farther into it and deeper into it. We have television or we have YouTube. People already know who the heel is at that point. You know what I mean? We're watching TV, watching AEW. We already know who the heel is. We already have an idea. Okay, so, but how do we do that with our wrestling? Locking up. You know, I'm gonna grab his hair. You know, I'm gonna be in his grill. Maybe he comes to lock up with me, and I back up and I go between the ropes. Tell him, get him back, ref, get him back, ref. You know, I'm slowing everything down as the heel. I'm establishing on the heel. So now another way that I can establish if I'm the heel or if he's the face is what I like to do is I like to, when we lock up, I like to go 2-to-1. Okay, so if I tell my man, grab something, go ahead and take anything you want. Okay, so he takes the hammer lock, right? So now, instead of me wrestling him, I might go to the fucking ropes and say, get him off me, fucking ref, get him off me, right? I always like to think the heel is cutting corners. The heel is just as good as the face, but the heel stays up all night at the strip club, is drinking fucking bourbon and Jack Daniels, and waking up hungover, missing his workouts, shit like that. The face, going to bed early, getting 8 hours of sleep, waking up, hitting the fucking run, doing the gym. You know what I mean? He's not cutting corners. So if the heel was not lacking and the heel wasn't cutting corners, he'd be just as good as that face. So I'm showing that right here with the hold for hold. I'm going for the ropes, the easiest way out. I don't want to wrestle out. We go again, take the same move. He takes that move. Maybe if I want to get out, bam! I grab his hair, and now I have the headlock. That's how I showed I got it. Now, my man, I'm going to tell him do 2-to-1. So that was my one headlock. So maybe he grabs a headlock and goes right back to that hammer lock. Boom, he grabs that, dude, grab another headlock, grab a headlock. Headlock, switch, headlock hands, switch, hammer lock. Go backwards, turn, there we go. Oh, right there, right? So he shows a little bit more fancy. He's flashier. Okay, once again, maybe I go to the roast. Maybe I fucking elbow him. So we kind of do that a little bit. We lock up again. We're kind of showing it. He gets maybe in the arm ring. I get him in the arm ringer, right? He reverses it. Maybe he does forward roll, back roll, kips up. Then he reverses it. I'm fucking pissed off at this motherfucker right here. I got my girlfriend in the audience. I got my mom in the audience. I got my friends in the audience. And this guy's trying to upstage me. Yeah, I'm a little fucking hungover because I want to go deep into my character. I'm a little hungover, but fuck this guy trying to outstage me. So as soon as he gets that little fancy front roll, back roll, kip up, he gets the nice arm ringer, I'm gonna come at him, boom, and just give him a fucking shot. Fuck this wrestling bullshit. Now, I like to call that the initial cut to show that now I have control. What I would end up doing is I'd end up whipping him into the ropes. I'll give him a clothesline. My man's gonna duck because the hero's gotta shine now. After I stopped him, now the hero's gotta say, fuck this guy. This guy's just gonna punch me in the face in the middle of a wrestling match. That's bullshit. Well, I'm gonna show him that I'm better. So I go, I whip him, I give him that big clothesline. He ducks and he fires up. Boom, I take a bump. I get up. Clothesline, boom, I get up. Big fucking hip toss, boom. I powder the hell out of the ring. You ever heard of powder? That means get out of that ring. And I'm telling the ref, time out, please, time out. And he's fired up like, come on, motherfucker, you just punched me in the face, now let's get some. I'm crying time out. As he comes to get me, I grab his head over the ropes and choke him over the ropes. That's a cutoff right there. Now I go to work on him. So my heat, I don't have to do anything cool. I really don't. I could punch, and especially for us, we don't know much right now. So I could punch and kick him right now. Maybe I'll work on his back. Maybe I'll work on his throat. I'd like to think when I cut him off, what body part am I gonna hurt of his? You know, like he's fired up. He comes running into the corner. I move out of the way. He hits his shoulder on the pole right there, and he comes out selling his shoulder. As a heel, shark that sees blood in that water, I'm gonna go after that fucking shoulder, right? Maybe we're fighting up on the apron right here. I flag him out, and he's fighting on the outside. I turn him around, turn his neck around over the ropes right here, and bring it down. Now he sells that fucking neck. Shark that sees blood in that water. Now I go after his neck. I like to always think about that. What's the finish? Maybe my finish is a neck breaker, so now I want to maybe work on his neck. You know, so I like to think about that. In the heat, all I got to do is just beat him down a little bit. You have to sell. You have to show the empathy and the sympathy of your match, so that way the fans can get behind you. And you can't just when you're taking the heat as the face, you can't just get beat down. You have to stay alive. Like Ricky Steamboat always said, like, so if I shot, there's 2, maybe a knee, you know, there's 3, there's 4, and it's unanswered, right? He didn't give me anything back. Ricky Steamboat says, like, by the 4th hit, I have to register something, whether it's just push me, just something. I gotta do something, otherwise I'm just beating up this dead fish that no one cares about. So you can get hit once, you can fire back. I can hit you twice, you can fire back, but never let me hit you more than 4 times unanswered. So that's the idea as you're selling. Then we mount the big comeback, and we can go home. Big comeback can be as simple as I go for the clothesline, you schoolboy me, you backslide me, you Maestro cradle me, you kick out, I kick you in the gut, I go for the big suplex, and you small package me 1, 2, 3. And that's kind of like the whole breakdown of a match, trying to go through our certain elements. Establish face and heel, face shines, heel cutoff, heel heat, face comeback, finish. So if we can understand those elements of a match, as we start learning our moves and learning the neck breaker, or learning, I don't know, the spine buster, you know, the Northern Lights suplex, we can now just implement better moves into our match. Now this is just one way to do a match. There's many different ways to call a match, but for beginners, I find that this makes it really simple for you to break it down for yourselves to understand what's next. That way you don't ever have to worry about, me and Mike called a spot, and the spot was tackle, drop down, hip toss. At the end of the day, maybe I'll forget the spot, maybe he'll forget the spot. Where are we in the match? The shine. Okay, well, he's the face, then no matter what, he's got to shine on me. I got to bump a couple of times for him. Maybe he's got to give me 3 arm drags, a hip toss, and a big body slam. Maybe he clotheslines me over the top rope. Whatever it is, he's got to fire up. It's kind of the same thing that they're doing in there right now. The punch, fire up, bump and feed. You know? So if I always know where we're at in the match, if the spot is hit the rope, duck 2, take 1. Where are we at in the match? We're in the heat. Well, then if it's not the comeback, Mike should know don't come back yet, even if I let him. So if that ever happens, because a lot of people get in there with coach and they just go take over, like, but I'm the face, and if you're supposed to be leading the match as the heel, I'll make you cut me off. I'll whip you to the corner and say, put your boot up, and I will just take a bump. I'll never try to stay up on top too much, because we want to build to the big major comeback. You know what I mean? That's what we want to build towards. And if I just take over, just your turn, my turn, then that's not really drawing those fans in. You know what I mean? So let's go ahead and come on in. Let's try it. Hey, Marco, turn that camera. Turn it. Long ways. Come on in.